everyone, welcome to the first day of introductions for the Mama Elephant June 15th release. This is Arena. Happy summer, my friends. This month we are playing with yummy snacks and drinks and 2 Ada Zamora outdoorsy stamp sets. Remember to leave a comment for a chance to win a prize from Mama Elephant. Today we're looking at box drinks, and this was such a fun set to play with. There's a milk carton type one and a juice box drink one, but you can color them any color you want and you can make them any flavor you want. And my favorite image is the little doggy with either, you can make that any citrus fruit, like you can make that a lemon, a lime, an orange, but I like him the best because I love dogs. Here's a look at the coordinating dies for box drinks, and for the milk carton container and the juice box container, it will automatically cut out the little windows that you see there. I will be using Copic markers today to color in these images, and I always start off with a paper underneath the paper that I'm coloring. I think it helps a lot. I've colored before without that paper underneath and it didn't turn out well. So always put a paper underneath your paper. So first is this milk carton, and I wanted to color it a light blue. I'm using B00 and B000. Just quick coloring today, and those windows are going to be cut out with the dies if you use the coordinating dies, so that's why I'm not coloring inside the windows. I'm doing really simple Copic marker coloring today. For this milk box, I wanted to color it a light blue, so that's B00 and B000. I will list the Copic marker colors that I used down below in the description box. You can color these boxes any color you want, any flavor you want. I decided to use the colors that I did because I wanted to match the little animals that the stamp set came with, because there's some animals that are holding some fruits, so I wanted to match that up. For this juice box, I'm coloring it R30 and R32. So I'm coloring these all the same way. I left some of the panels white, and where I think it's white, I'm going to be just adding a little bit of W1 shadow just so it's not stark white. This juice box here is R22 and R24. These totally remind me of like being a kid in school, and I don't even remember what some of the box ones were, but I do remember Capri Sun, and that came in a little foil packet. Now and then I'll just get a box of Capri Sun just, you know, for the for the memories, because it tastes kind of good. But these are really fun. I remember having these in my lunch. So this one is the lemon flavored one. This is Y11 and Y13. But I remember one time we were at the store and my mom was getting us lunch stuff, and they had a sale on these box drinks, and then she bought them, and then at home, like, we had never gotten that brand before, and then we tasted it and it tasted weird, and when we looked at it, it ended up being alcoholic. So that was super funny. My dad ended up drinking them. So we're going to move on and color in the critters. I love the Mama Elephant critters so much, and I forgot to say that I love that little cow. So cute. Love him so much. So for these grapes and the kitty, I'm using V12 and V15. I'm just using a shade darker than what I colored the juice box. The green is G05 and the brown is E25. I believe the kitty is W7 for the ears and W3 for the shadows around. So one of my favorite brown color combinations is the E11 and the E13. I used to not like it for some reason, but I like it a lot now because it blends really nice, and it's just not a harsh brown, and it's super easy. The body of the hamster is E50, E51 for the reds, R24, G05 for the greens. And here's the little cow, so cute, super easy to color, W7, W3, and for the nose, E50, and for the little horns, E50. So cute. I love cows. For this little dog, I'm coloring it like a beagle, and the ears are, I believe, E23 and E50, and for the body. And then the fruits, you could color it either green, orange, or yellow, or whatever color. But I decided to make them lemons. They looked a little boring, so I added a little bit of yellow green just to add some color. Here is the rabbit. I didn't end up using that image. I recolored it to be a white rabbit, but the color I'm using there, I believe, is R30. And then the apples are R24. So any dark red that I'm using is R24. I always like to finish off critters in R20 for the blush. Here's what the images look all cut out, and you could definitely use the images as is on a card like this. I thought I would make shaker cards today because all of those windows pop out, which is nice. So what I did is I cut out all of the die cuts for the juice boxes and the milk containers several times because I'm going to be using these to make the shaker wells, and I'm making multiple images, so I had to cut it out multiple times. I just have a couple stacks there ready to go. So what you'll need is your image with your corresponding critters, a piece of acetate for the shaker card, and then you'll need 3 of the die cuts, either the milk or the juice box. They're made the same way. For these, we're going to pop out the inside windows to make the shaker well. And that last piece there, we're going to tape the window from the back, and that's what's going to seal the shaker mechanism. So we have our image here. I'm taking my little piece of acetate, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it to size because we need to cover that window so the shaker material doesn't fall out. So I'm just doing it kind of rough with the scissors. I'm kind of eyeballing it, and we're just going to make it to where you can cover up that window and you have enough room to glue that piece of acetate to the back of your image. Since I know that piece of acetate will work on that juice box, I'm going to use it as a template, and I know I'm going to be making multiple juice box shakers, so I'm just going to use that template and cut out more of those so I can make multiple shakers. Just because I know that size will work, and I can do it all at once. We're going to take our colored image, flip it over, put some glue around the window, and take our acetate and adhere it on top of the window. I'm totally cracking up because I can totally see myself in the acetate. I'm dying. So now we'll take the 3 die cuts, we're going to pop the window out, and we're going to make our shaker well by adhering them on top of each other. And so this will be 3 pieces of paper on top of each other, and that should be deep enough to fill it in with some shaker material. For the last die cut, we're going to flip it over. We're going to keep the window inside it, and then we're going to tape it so the window doesn't fall out. And this piece right here will act like our backer to the whole shaker mechanism so the shaker material doesn't fall out. So we'll take our colored image, flip it over, put some glue, and adhere the shaker well on top of it. That's with the 3 die cuts on top of each other, and that'll be deep enough to put in some shaker material. I decided to put in the little lemon wedge and then just add some of my smaller glitters. I think this glitter came from Target a long time ago. I don't know if they still have it, but these are just some mini iridescent white stars, and mini gold stars. So now we'll just adhere the backer to it so the shaker material doesn't fall out. And that is our little shaker mechanism. It's so cute in person. It's so tiny, so adorable. Here is what the milk cartons look like. So cute. I love the milk cartons so much. For the background, I'm using the Oh Hi Loopy Creative Cut set. This was released some time ago. I really like it. I liked it with these images. So there's a swirly piece, an inside piece, and an outside piece. I like to flip it over and put a little bit of Scotch tape to just keep the pieces from moving around while I put the images up in front. For some reason, I didn't get footage of me stamping out the sentiments, but I did use the sentiments from the stamp set for these two cards. If my card front has a lot of pieces to it, I like to just Scotch tape it in the back just so it's easier to adhere the whole thing into the front of the card. So we're simply going to take the shaker mechanisms that we made with the juice boxes and put them on front of the card. And I had to cut out that straw because it's a little bit thick because we have about 5 layers of cardstock, and I wanted the top juice box to be straight. So that's why I cut off that first straw at the bottom. So we're just going to glue it to the front of the card, and then we're going to be taking our critter images and putting them all over the place along with the corresponding fruit. You can use these juice boxes different ways. Like you can put the little fruit inside the shaker mechanism. You can not do a shaker card and put the little critter in the middle of the window. So these are super fun and versatile. I decided to put the little cow, even though it doesn't make sense because he's super cute. So now that we're done with the card front, we're just going to adhere it to a card base, and we're done with that card. I loved how it came out. It's so cute, and the shakers are so adorable. So for this one, I was going to do like a milk and orange juice theme, but I didn't have room for the orange juice, so this is just a milk box card. And I love the sentiment, Stay Legendary. So it came out good, even though I didn't need to, I couldn't use my oranges. I was sad because the oranges are the little beagle image, which I wanted to really use, but I'll save that for a different card. So this one is just going to be the milk containers along with the little cows. And I just love the simple coloring on this with just the red and light blue. Once I'm done with the card front, I'll be adhering it to a card base, and that is it. I'm calling these two cards done. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have an awesome day. Stay safe, happy crafting, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.